Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to welcome to the market close. What a day. What a day. Definitely a red day on the market. Pretty much the only highlight has been, well, oil. Oil is up today. But for the most part, right across the board, we're looking at a lot of red, both sides of the border. Of course, we all know why this is going on. This is all related to, to that escalating U.S., Israel, Iran conflict. So it's definitely a WTI. At one point, it got really close to $80. It's not that far off from 80. I would not be surprised if it crosses 80 tonight. Um, there's, I think there was a little bit of a hope yesterday that we may have had a bit of a de-escalation on the horizon, but that's that's kind of not there. It doesn't look like that's happening. I mentioned yesterday the U.S. Sunk an Israeli warship, or sorry, an Iranian warship. Um, yeah, with torpedoes. First time we've seen this since World War III. I mean, World War II. We're not yet at World War III, but I do have to ask, how many countries have to be involved in this before we can call it World War III? Just to put that in perspective, I think World War I only had about 30 countries. World War II, I think we're closer to 50. So, I think the big thing we're missing right now is we don't have any more major powers. We got one major power in this. Obviously, if Russia or China were to get involved, then it would be a world war for sure. But nonetheless, the interesting story, a story that broke today about that ship that they sunk, is that it wasn't even really there for any war issues. It actually had been in a series of, I think it was I don't know if it was a war game or something with India that it was doing. It was just returning home from that. And it was in international waters, and the U.S. sub came along and sunk it. So um, it's getting out of control. It's getting out of control. But some good news, I guess, maybe. Kristi Noem today. She is no longer in charge of Homeland Security. Donald Trump has moved her. He appointed a new person. I can't remember what their name is, unfortunately. Not yet. So there's a little bit of changes going on there. I think everybody kind of knew that was going to happen. But nonetheless, all of this chaos, it's all filtering into the market. I called this V for volatility, and gosh darn it, we got a good amount of volatility. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. So, gosh, let's get right to the market. Let's just get right to the market, guys. Let's take a look. Let's jump in. So the TSX currently down 1.35%. Our last candle right now has been green. So maybe we're seeing a tiny bit of recovery here at the end of the day. That would certainly be nice. I hope we could carry this into tomorrow, because I'll tell you, it's not fun seeing the market underneath the blue line. So this is where we entered the month. So we're in a red March so far. So far, red March. Odds are, guys, we're probably gonna end in a red month. I hate to say it, but the way things have been going, it's a possibility, unless we can get some kind of a cool down in the Middle East. I think we can bank on a red month this month. So there should be lots of buy the dip opportunities. So that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing for sure. The S&P 500. Let's head south of the border. They're also having a red day, down 0.79. But you can see they've also got a little bit of recovery towards the end of the day, and that makes sense. So it's kind of interesting on days like this. So when I am looking at some of my swing trades, I actually took advantage this morning and not averaged down, but did a couple of my my step down trades just to lower some of my break even. So at least I got something accomplished. I got to give it that. The NASDAQ, same story. They are also down 0.79. But here's the interesting story. The NASDAQ is not that far below the blue line. The NASDAQ could potentially move back up. And it does show that all it takes is a good war to make people forget about AI taking their jobs, because that seems to be what we're seeing with the NASDAQ right now. The Dow Jones Industrial, oh, they get hit pretty hard today. Basically, the price of oil going up is never. Sometimes it can be bad for industrials. In this case, it was. They pulled down quite a bit. And those little stocks also having a rough day, down 2%. And you can see they did a little bit of recovery at the end of the day, but what can we say? What can we say? Oh boy, looking at our commodities, gold down 1.27, silver down 1.93, copper 1.27 down, platinum down 1.78. But here's oil. Here's our little tiny island of green today. Oil up 4.60%, currently sitting at $78.70 WTI. So hopefully we can get that. Maybe that'll get up there to 80, because I know a few of you are probably in some oil plays right now. Crypto, not have a good day. A little bit of a pullback in crypto. We had a great day yesterday, but today, Bitcoin down almost 2%, and Ethereum not that far behind. Not that far behind. All right, get ready for some red, because here come the heat maps, and they're glowing red hot today, guys. Glowing red hot. We can see all of the banks pretty much down. Look at that. TD down 1.54. Scotiabank is down pretty much 2%. BMO 1.32. All of our gold stocks down as well. Barrick Gold down 3.35. Cameco down 5%. Holy banana bread. The railroads both down. CP down more than anybody else. 1.62. CNR down 0.91. Yikes. Canadian tech is doing good today. So there is that little thing. Look at this. CSU. So Constellation Software up 3.96. Routers up 4.07. And of course, our oil. Canadian Natural Resources today up 1.93. Cenovus is up. Suncor's up. Tourmaline, though. Look at Tourmaline. They're down 6.56%. What the banana bread? I'm wondering if they had earnings today. That's what I'm thinking with Tourmaline. I'm thinking they had earnings today, guys. We'll take a look at them a little bit later. All right, switching to the U.S., also pretty red across the board. Interestingly enough, though, we actually have a few tech stocks that are doing okay. Like, look at this. Microsoft up 1.30. Amazon up 1.28. Broadcom over here up 3.67. So yikes, what can I say? Pretty red right across the board. And heading over to crypto, very red day in crypto. They're all the main stars are down. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana. Poor Dogecoin down 8%. Now, it is time for our crap coin of the day, and it's a red day, so let's go deep, and we're going to grab a green coin. Oh, let's go. All right, here we go. Let's grab this one right here. What do we got? All right. Now, I should move my head over. Whoops. Well, that's not moving my head over. Oh, oh, that's all right. I'll have to do it manually, because that one was set up to move my head over. We'll do it manually. There we go. This is LogX. So LogX network. I do not know what a LogX network is, but every time I hear X, I think of Elon, and I'm like, uh-oh. Hopefully it's not related to oh my God, did you guys just see that? It just turned from green to red. So we just got in time. We'll stick with this one. So no idea what this is, no idea what it does, no idea what a log X is. Is that like if you find X, you make a log of it? I don't know. So anyway, I call this a crap coin because of one reason. It's like going to the crap tables. It's like throwing those dice and watching the house walk away with your money. Same idea with a lot of these coins. They're risky as can be. I would be super careful. If you're interested in LogX, read the white paper. Make sure it makes sense. Check out the followers. Check out people who have it. Do research and then do research again. These are more risky than penny stocks. And you guys know what I feel like about penny stocks. So there is money to be made in crypto, guys, just not perhaps with log X. It's probably a log that needs a flush, to be quite honest. You can make money in Bitcoin, but stick to your big coins. Stick to the Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your XRP, your Solana, your Cardano, and gosh darn it, even the Dogecoin. All right, let's get ourselves back to the TSX and right over here, and let's move into the chat. All right. In first today, we got a Stan with a quick old hello. Hey Stan, how are you doing? Abby is in next with a good afternoon all, and we got Xenial. Good afternoon. Another chaotic market. When will this end? Oh, that's the billion-dollar question, Xenial. Honestly, if I think it's going to go through March. Trump said that it would be about a month, that this was about a month-long war, but I don't know. I don't know. Niece is in the building with a hi all. Hello, Niece. How are you doing? Let's see. Scott says, good afternoon and welcome to the bloodbath. Yes, it's a little bit of a bloodbath out there today for sure. Now if you're looking for an entry point in something like Air Canada, then you're probably rejoicing today because airlines did take a little bit of a hit today. I think Air Canada was down pretty low, actually. Here, let's take a gander. Let's take a quick gander at where Air Canada is currently sitting at. I think 1850. I thought it was like around 1850. Oh, it's lower. Look at that, 1841. So 1841, and you can get yourselves a fresh old share of Air Canada. So that's not too shabby. Lance says, good afternoon, everyone. Another dip buying day today. And Brian is in the house with a good afternoon, everyone. Paul says, good afternoon. Brian, should I wait out the next 50 dips before I buy? That's a good question. I mean, if this escalates, and this is just being reasonable, if this escalates, the dips could get deeper. That's a possibility. However, and this is the thing, once we hit a status quo, and once this war becomes kind of normal background noise, it won't impact the markets that much. And believe it or not, the U.S. market, like the S&P 500, has a pretty good track record with wars. Once the war settles in, everything gets fine. Kind of like with the with Russia, Ukraine, it's kind of just normal background noise. Half the time you don't even remember there's a war going on over there, but there is. Obviously, if you live in Ukraine, you certainly remember. And I imagine Nice being closer to Ukraine than most of us is probably a little more cognizant of what's going on over there for sure. All right. We do have the Financial Express on for tomorrow, guys. If you want to add a show for tomorrow, very, very simple. All you need to do is either 4 supers or 4 gifted subs, or a combination of the two. Or you can even gift them to yourself. I mean, it's all win-win. But we'll add a show if we get that before the end of today. Perlovia, a dippy afternoon to all of you. Yeah, definitely a dippy afternoon for sure. Let's see. Anise says my Canadian investment combined is down less than 5%, so almost an ordinary day. Ooh, that's not too shabby. And we got Mary in the house. Mary is our official captain of the like button. So if you have not yet hit that like button, now's the time. So the like button, it's not just a thing to click for fun. It actually drives the algorithm to push the channel out to more people. So that helps the channel. It's the best way to do it. And while you guys are doing that, I'm going to have a cup of coffee. I'm going to have a sip of coffee. I won't drink the whole cup. Oh, that is so good. I love my coffee. Ayush says, have been buying XEF since Monday. Had already planned to buy it, so a nice discount, but my overall portfolio is down, so hope the conflict ends soon and the world economy doesn't go into a recession. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Wars do cost money. So one of the things that this is certainly going to do is this war will put pressure on especially the U.S. economy. So the U.S. economy, I think, will certainly have some pressure. And I think when this is all said and done, we might see a little bit of that. We might definitely see a little bit of that. But I'll tell you, everything in the world, since Trump came back into power, everything in the world's been kind of out of whack. And I'm not, this is not like an anti-Trump rant. I'm just saying things that normally should cause recessions, things that normally should be impacting the economy, have just not been doing it. The Canadian economy, I mean, my gosh, our stock market has been absolutely on fire. And it's still on fire, even though we're down today. We're still way, way up. And if you had told me a year and a half ago that the TSX will be where it's at today, I would have been very skeptical. I would have been absolutely skeptical. So it's an interesting, the world is interesting right now. The economy is not behaving the way it normally does. So in a way, it's almost like all of the old rules and generalities that surround everything from the stock market to how the economy itself should be working. It's almost like we need to start rewriting rule books. Paralovia, my IFOS is up and running, as I said. Nice. Let's see. So it's a buy the dip opportunity, but I need to wait until the end of the month. Okay, fair enough. If things keep going the way they're going, you might even have a bigger dip by the end of the month. So hopefully that works out for you. Basson says, hi, maybe try to explain why Canadian oil stocks are not going up along the price of oil. It's a reoccurring question. Good question. It really depends. Like, partially, actually, here, one thing I wanted to sort of look at is that kind of reminded me is, and we'll need to go over here. I need to look at London Gold. London Gold. No, I don't need to look at London Gold. I need to look at Torlamine. Sorry. There we go. Torlamine. I was thinking, because I saw a big drop there, so I'm almost thinking, well, maybe not. I was thinking earnings. But yeah, look at this. They gapped as well. That's a big, big drop for Torlamine. So that's interesting. So yeah, they're at over here it says they're at a 2-week low. I don't know if there's any information here. Let's see. Let's see, TSX falls. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. I want to know what's going on with Torlamine. That's not giving me anything. You know what? Let's actually head over here for a moment. TOU. So why did they drop that big amount today? Honestly, I don't know. I have no clue why they dropped. So let's go to the news here. See if we got anything. Let's see. Torlamine receives record production, adds 29 billion reserves, X on CapEx. Okay. They declared a quarter. Oh, that was back in December. So yeah, there's really not a lot here. There's not a lot here. Okay. So they did release. It looks like they did. I don't know why I don't have it on the. They just don't have it there. So they did release earnings. So there must be something in here, in these earnings that investors didn't like. Maybe they missed expectations. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's what's going on there. So yes. So you have to, yeah, when you're looking at Canadian oil, I find that Canadian natural resources, so CNQ, they do tend to follow pretty evenly. Like, if you look at something like XEG, so regular oil is up today, so XEG should be up as well. And in this case here, it is only up about 0.54 or 0.58. Now, I think part of that, obviously, Torlamine, I think they hold a good amount of Torlamine. That certainly pulled that one down, but that's an ETF. That's an ETF. So yeah, it's a good question why the Canadian oil is lagging a little bit. Because here's the thing. I have been hearing, and there's been in the news the last couple of days, there's been a lot of talk in Europe about, hey, we should be grabbing some of that Canadian oil. Because Canada being a more reliable source. But the problem with that is we don't have the pipelines to really get the oil out to the market. So there's kind of a double-edged sword on that. But yeah, you're right. I don't have a clear answer for you on that, unfortunately. Unfortunately, and it's something I probably should look a little more deeper into because I want to know this too. Bleak is in the house with a hey all. Anchor Tours, that's not a heat map. It's a bed of embers. Yeah, I can feel that way for sure. It's never a bad time to make banana bread. You know, if you're sad, make banana bread. Nobody can be sad while they're eating a hot, fresh piece of banana bread. Danielle says, hello, Walt. Candace, do you have a new swing trade with this week's drop? Copper lost a lot this week. Yeah, so I'm looking, well, what I've been doing this week is my big goal this week has been freeing up cash because I came into the week with all my cash completely tied up in tech stocks. So I've been getting out of some of those trades and, you know, luckily I haven't taken a loss yet, but I may have to. I may have to take a loss on one of them just to free up some money because I really, while Air Canada's down, I'd like to open a new trade in that one. One of the big disappointments, though, Danielle, one of my big disappointments is I'm stuck in this one trade, Ivanhoe. IVN, I can't believe how badly they have done. Like, take a look at this. Let's go over here. Let's go to the swings. So today they're down 6.25. So, you know, they had this nice little channel, but it started to get sloppy. Like it fell out of the channel here, it got sloppy. And now it's kind of, I think at this point, this channel has now been invalidated. So I need a new channel for them. And I have to sort of look at the situation. Like right now, I'm down quite a bit. So I'm going to have to do some step downs with them. I haven't done any step downs with them yet. So that's going to be something I'm going to look into. If we still have if we have another bad day in gold tomorrow, I'm going to do that. Because I need to start getting looking for an exit strategy on this one. Because right now it's just a giant red goose egg sitting in my trading portfolio. All right, Adorpat says hello, everyone. What happened? Thought the war was kind of de-escalating. Nope, not quite so. Not quite so. You know, I have a feeling that this is not going to de-escalate anytime soon. It's getting messier. It is getting messier. And it almost feels like if I was writing a book about World War III, this is the type of, you know, and I'm not trying to freak you guys out, but this might be the type of way of getting there. Luckily, though, I think, and this is kind of where I'm at. I think a lot of the other big powers, so we're talking China and Russia, are just kind of looking at this, and I don't think they're looking at it as being America. I think they're looking at it as being a Trump thing. And I don't know if it's a situation where they're like, do we actually get into a war over all of this? Or, you know, do we get involved? Or do we just wait? I mean, he's gone in about 3 years. So I don't know if that's the situation or that's the scenario. But obviously, if one of them does get involved, then we're pretty much out of World War III at that point. I don't think it's going to happen, though, guys. I think we're safe. And here's the thing. I think the fact that Iran is not getting any help is going to end this war a lot sooner than later. Now the whole thing is I think the U.S. has to sort of, if the U.S. wants to get somebody in power, they got to stop killing people. Because right now they've already, the people who they kind of wanted to take over, they've already killed. And Israel has pretty much said, we're going to just kill the next leader anyway. And it's like, it's a mess. It's a mess, but it's not, it's a mess that's out of control without being out of control in like a World War III way. So we're not going to have, I don't think we're going to get World War III out of this, but I think it's just going to be messy. I think this is going to drag on longer than people expect. But once the markets get used to it, I think we'll see a little bit of stability start to creep back in. So that's the good news. That's the good news out of all of this, obviously. All right. Dorpat says, hello, everyone. What happened? Oh, I was already there. Lance said, saw your new income video today. I have the top 4, but there were some other really good ones that I'm checking out. Yeah, absolutely. Now, the funny thing is, I scripted that video and filmed it before the war began. So it's still, I mean, basically we're using the data for January and February. So guys, if you're wondering what me and Lance are talking about, that's the video that drops tomorrow. The channel members get to see videos 1 day early. So Lance has already had the opportunity to watch it, but you guys will get to see it tomorrow. I'll show you the thumbnail if you want to see the thumbnail. Let me see here. Canva. Yeah, here's the thumbnail right here. Bang, boom. So that will be dropping tomorrow for you all. Chris says it will continue as long as there is interest in the Epstein files. That's a really good, that's an interesting comment. It's an interesting comment because, there are some people that think, there's many people that think that Trump did this because to take some of the pressure off of that Epstein files, because people were just digging and digging and digging. And this, he's a guy who's, he's in the Epstein files more than anybody else. So yeah, I can see him wanting to get some pressure off of the Epstein files for sure. I don't know if he did the war to do that, but it's as valid as a reason as whatever his real reason is, or maybe that is the real reason. So Chris, you might be onto something. Based on about penny stocks, I bought Kraken at 63 just because I like the name. Still holding. So Kraken Robotics. Kraken, are they still a penny stock? I actually like Kraken Robotics because I've looked at them before. Kraken Robotics, here they are. Oh, all right, never mind. We're talking about something different. Or are we talking about the same thing? If you bought them at 63 cents, Basin, then you're doing okay, because right now they're at 878, and here's Kraken right here. So yeah, they've been doing fantastic. So I do like Kraken. But they used to be like penny adjacent, not anymore. This is actually a pretty good stock, and I think with robotics being the wave of the future, guys, I think this is a company. Actually, I think Kraken, to be honest, I think this is a company that will eventually get bought by one of the bigger companies. But that's usually a good thing for investors anyway when that happens. So yeah, hold on to that one, Basin. I have a feeling that that's going to be good. Danielle says, waiting for tomorrow's distribution to invest more in XEF. Nice, nice. All right. And we have, let me pull this up here, guys. Oh, we've got a gifted membership. Actually, Bason, nice. Bason received a gifted membership coming courtesy of Lance. Thank you very much, Lance. And that does open the door to the Goat Squad. Our evil Monopoly Goat is loose in the building. I like it. We also have 1 minute to the bell, guys. So if you have animals or you don't like noise, you can always turn that volume down because the bell's a little loud. It's definitely a little loud, but you probably got about 30 seconds still. All right. I love it. All right. Now, I believe I was at Chad. Here we are. Just bought 100 shares of DML, playing the Carney move. Yes, been watching Air Canada too. Lower entry point, watching it like a hawk. Yeah. And here's the thing. If this becomes prolonged, even though I say we'll get some a little bit of stability back on the market, airlines could be an interesting move. They could go lower. Maybe we'll get even a better entry point on Air Canada. I'm not sure, but I'll say right now, whatever entry point you can get today is going to look good on the other side of this conflict for sure. And guys, it is time. The market's closed. There was the bell. The bell used to be so much fun when I didn't have the alarm, because then it was like, would I hit it or not? No. All right. Let's see here. Oh, we already did. Oh, yes, that's the exact same one. And hello. Well, hello, Chad. All right. Basson says, I started an account to experiment swing trading with the turtle strategy. I'm very skeptical of technical analysis, so it's perfect for me. Very interesting strategy. Okay, the turtle strategy. I when it comes to technical analysis, I I like the basics, like the very, very basics. Like I will play in a channel, but I am not, like I don't care about head and shoulders, cup and handle, golden crosses, death crosses. I put a lot less credence in them. If you have a basic channel, it tends to be a little more. Is it perfect? No, no. Because I mean, if it were perfect, I wouldn't be stuck in a few trades right now. So, you know, but turtle strategy. You see, and I'll honestly admit, Basin, I do not know what the turtle strategy is. But, or I might know it by a different name. But it sounds like it would be nice and slow and steady. That's probably why they call it turtle. Oh, the Nightbot. Yep, we are 3 away from a show tomorrow. All right, Chad, you're saying hello a lot, but hello again. Samantha is in the house. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you were able to catch some dips today. Paul, only thing green today is in my TFSA being CDRs, Amazon, and Broadcom. Yeah, they both actually did pretty good. Wow, messages were getting deleted. Are you sure? Are you sure? Because I read a whole bunch of your messages, Chad. Quite literally, there was 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there was like 3 of them, like right in a row there. But so I don't know. I don't know if maybe there was more. Maybe there was more. I'm not sure. Dorpat, been buying XEC2 and XEQT, especially with the Korean index nosedive. Yeah, that was a pretty big nosedive, and actually, it had people kind of freaked yesterday because they thought that it was going to hit our market. Although maybe today we're seeing a bit of that. Okay, once again, Chad has bought 100 shares of DML, doing the McCarnage play with India. All right, and wow, I'm seeing these, Chad. Like I'm actually putting them on the screen, my friend here. I don't know what you're missing. Let's see. Patrick says, my ARCs and WCP hardly moving. So frustrating with oil way up. Thoughts? Yeah. Oh, no, I was thinking Capital Power. I was thinking of Capital Power for a second. I think they missed on their earnings as well. So let's take a look at ARCs and see what's going on. ARX. Here we go. So ARC Resources, now they're up. They're actually up a little bit today. They're up what 1.17. So that's not too shabby. But yeah, look at. I mean, overall though, they've had this very down trend, and quite literally this year, the oil itself has had a slightly uptrend. So I don't like to see that. Now, do they have a pretty aggressive dividend? No, not really. 3.28%. So yeah, I'm not sure why ARC in particular has been going down, but it's certainly concerning. I always have this thing that if your sector is moving up and you're moving down, that usually, to me, that usually indicates that there's something going on there. I don't know what is going on with ARCs. Let me just see here if we have anything at all in the news. But it looks to me like this has been going on for a little bit of time. Let's see, senior unsecured notes. Senior unsecured notes. Oh boy. So yeah, it looks to me, yeah, it looks like they're up to something here. Let's take one more thing here. I kind of want to see what we're looking at. Okay. So this here is actually interesting. Their debt to equity ratio, 47%. So it's not that bad. Their return on equity is actually pretty darn good at 29.89%. So yeah, ARC is kind of that interesting one. It should be moving. Everything indicates it should be moving. You know, we should be getting higher highs, not lower highs. So I'd be a little concerned with that one. I wouldn't actually jump into that one because of that right away. Yeah, Bason says it's true that markets have no idea where to go. I know. And there we go, Chris. That's what I was suspecting. I was suspecting that drop today had to be an earnings relation. So yeah, so big miss in earnings. That will do it. That will do it. Now, Perlovia, Ivanhoe may soon be a buy again. I chose ITR. Sad thing is, good news means so little at times like this. It kind of does. A lot of things get overshadowed big time for sure. And speaking of overshadowed, I need some coffee. Okay. Everyday Adventure family. Hi, Candace, longtime lurker. I have been watching since high rye days. Holy banana bread. That's a good amount of time. I think it's time to come out and say hi. Love your videos and the community here. Well, I'm so glad you came out. I love it when lurkers pop up. And I do. It's a highlight. It's a highlight for me. So, um, and you've been here since the beginning, so that's really, really cool. Let me just thank you again. I certainly, and I always say this. I love the lurkers. I mean, there's people who are here that just never ever talk. They've been here all the time, and your support means just as much as everybody who's always contributing to chat. So, thank you very much, and hey, thank you for actually coming forward and saying hi. I like that. I like that a lot. Chad, anyone else having message problem or only moi? Chad, I'm not sure if you're having a problem though. I've been seeing quite a few messages from you. Um, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Brian says, yeah, Torlamine earnings, revenue up, earnings were down. I read on a headline yesterday that they were getting out of something big out west. I didn't read much into the article. Okay. Rory says, thank the Liberals for the energy being kept in the ground. Um, like I said, we just honestly, if we had built pipelines already, there'd be so many opportunities right now to sell. So, yeah, I'm pro pipeline. I'm pro pipeline. In case you guys haven't figured that out. All right, Steve says. Torlamine sold its stake in Alberta's natural gas assets for 765 million yesterday. Could that have something to do with the large drop today? No, it would be earnings. So I think it would have been their Q4 earnings. And Chad, it's like, I don't understand it. I don't know, Chad, are you sure that I'm missing messages? Because I've been seeing your messages. I've actually addressed your messages. So I'm not sure, unless there's other messages. If there's other messages I'm not seeing, but I have all the ones I've seen, I've put up, and I've probably put up about, I would say we're at about 7 or 8 right now. Scott says, could just be you, Chad. Are you running an ad blocker? Would you do a swing trade with a copper mine? And that's a good question. If it were in a channel, I mean, I'll swing trade if it has good fundamentals. And this is kind of one of the things. So when I do a swing trade, I like to do it with a company that if things go sideways, I can wait it out and I'm going to be fine. So I tend to go with better, stronger fundamental companies. So yeah, with some certain companies, yeah. Well, right now, Ivanhoe, yes, they are gold, but they also have copper. Excuse me, they have copper as well. But yeah, I would certainly do it for sure. All right. Hippo says, hey, here today. Nice. I guess work is not too busy then, which is good. And Roku said, hi, late but made it. Hi, all. All right. Niece says, look at it like this. When market going down, it's an opportunity to buy if you buy into stable companies. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, it's a war sale. Maybe that might be my thumbnail tomorrow, maybe. I was sitting there, guys. I was thinking about the today's thumbnail, and I went with V for volatility on the thumbnail. I almost went. Was World War III on my bingo card? Because I thought that would be funny, but then I was like, you know what? No, that's like a Meet Kevin move. So I was like, nope, not going to do that. Rory, I have to wait until tomorrow. Just deployed capital to the TFSA today. Have to wait. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. I don't visit often, but I really like your channel. Good job. Thank you, Bisson. And you always you're always memorable. You always ask tough questions. I like that. Guys, I love it when, especially in the comments, if somebody comes in and asks me a really difficult question, I actually kind of like it. I like it. It keeps me on my toes. Hipple, I spent my paycheck money on HDiv this morning. Okay, nice. Good choice. News: the ice has melted. Kristi Noem removed as Secretary of Homeland Security. Exactly. Yeah, she has been moved to another position. Um, Actually, here, guys. Like I said, I can't remember the person's name who's replacing her, but let's just quickly go here to global. We'll go to global. There we go. Um, Apparently, there's something going on with French fries. Filmed at 11. I don't know. Uh, it was like, here it is. It's already moved down. All right, so let's see here. The new person. Where is it? Let's see. Yeah, Mark Wayne Mullen. So Mark Wayne Mullen is taken over. I've never heard of Mark Wayne Mullen, but that's why I couldn't remember the name, because it's like it's a funky name. It's a funky name. I have, and you guys know I have a hard time. I have a hard time with names sometimes. All right. Rory says, yeah, a diversified dividend at 390. Or sorry, a diversified royalty at 390 will be a good buy. Yeah, I think Div would be a good buy at 390 for sure. And well, let's get rid of her lips off the screen. Let's go over here to Div. All right. Well, right now they're at 415, but yeah, 390 would be definitely a really good buy, because I mean they've been like dividend DIV. They've been on a really good, look at this, a good tear the last year. So even right now at 415, that's not a bad. It's not a bad buy. It's not a bad buy. I have a lot of I love this. I love this, and they have a good dividend, guys. Like right now, their dividend yield is 6.77%. That may not sound that high, but it used to be up like 8 something, because obviously they used to be a lot cheaper, but they keep going up, and they do have a history of raising their dividends. So I like them. All right, we got our Financial Express on the go. Lisa says, hi, everyone. And Paul says, market sucked again today. It sure did. Hippo, Monday, my distributions are going to be there. Thinking of getting CPCC. How badly down are they right now? I'm actually kind of curious. Wow. So yeah, CPCC, big drop in the last few days, but I still love this company. I mean, they've been doing fantastic. They're down a little bit, but copper is going to be big. They will definitely be big. So I do like this one. I do like this one. I gotta grab some more of these tomorrow in the challenge. With them down here, I absolutely have to. All right. Now, just give me 1 second here, guys. Okay. 29 Typhus. Hey, Candace. Love the show. Can you compare TD ETF, TQCD, against the famous Vanguard VDY? I've discovered TD has some very good ETFs and a much better lower buy-in cost. Curious of your thoughts. All right. TQCD. Let's take a look at them first of all. Let's go TQCD. There we go. So this here is your TDQ, Canadian Dividend ETF. All right. Well, I like the name of it. I like the name. I like Qs. I don't know why. But, all right, let's pull them up here. So yeah, I mean, look at this. This is some fantastic growth. I'm seeing it already here. 1892 to 2695. Right next to it, we're going to pull up VDY. And I think, honestly, I think they're probably going to look a lot similar when we look at the two. Yeah, so look, just looking at the two right here. Yeah, they kind of, you know what? They kind of look very, very, very similar. So, but you're right about one thing. TQCD, you're definitely getting a lower buy-in if you want to buy single shares. Now, mind you, if you're going to go fractional with Wealthsimple, you're perfectly fine. That will be kind of cool. Looking at their dividend, so 2.78% here on TQ or TDQ. What do we got over here? 3 points. So you got a slightly more dividends coming through with VDY, but I think they look similar. I think they look very, very similar. Now, obviously, we don't have the math. That's always where it boils down to, is like, actually going in and looking at the total returns on the two of them, I think they'll be close. But I think if you choose TQCD over VDY, I don't think you'd be upset. I don't think that would be a problem at all. Like, I think they're both pretty darn similar. And once again, Chad, I'm not sure what's going on, because like I said, I've seen a whole bunch of yours, a whole bunch. All right. Oh, Rory, I'm down about $400 overall today. Okay, well that does happen. Wahipple says I got VDY. I like it because it just grinds. And Chad says yes on my end. Says deleted. Can see my messages. Sorry for the repeat. Okay, so it's saying, it sounds to me like it's saying deleted on your end, but it's still showing up on mine. That's kind of funny. It's kind of weird, though. It is definitely a weird YouTube thing. Doorpat says, you are so excited today, ringing the bell. Well, it's nice to close off a red day. It's nice to sort of sit back and now we can say, yeah, we're better. We're better. Besson, maybe you know the turtle strategy by the name mechanical trading. I've heard of mechanical trading, but like I said, it's not something I do, but, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Pathfinder, ALV has been almost flat the last week. Ooh, have they? ALV. Alvo Petro. Here we go. And let's just pull up, well, this is the 5 days. So yeah, 5 days they've been pretty flat. I'll look at them for the year. Well, they're still looking pretty good on the year. Like Alvo Petra has been having a pretty good year. I think that'll continue. I'm not really concerned. Like even today, if we get a little bit of a pump in oil, but we're not yet seeing it, sometimes as well, guys, sometimes you might pump oil and maybe there's a bit of a delay. I don't know why there would be, but I have seen that before. All right, Anchor Tours. ARC recently removed guidance for its most promising gas field development. There's been a steady stream of disappointments over the last year because of it. There we go. That's probably, and that's why, guys, I like to look. I'll look at stuff. I'll see what I can see on the surface. And usually that doesn't always, sometimes it tells me exactly what's going on. But sometimes you do have to dig a bit deeper. If you can't find a reason for something on the surface and you really need to find, especially if you're considering investing in it, dig a little deeper. And that's what Anchor just did with ARC. And that could very well be, it could very well be a thing to, it could very well be a good thing to sort of help us out when it comes to figuring out what's going on. Oh, all right. Hugh Gamelio, hi Candice. Tell us when you buy Air Canada shares. Oh, well, if you were a channel member, you would know. So yeah, right now, and I'll tell you right now, like I said, I had a lot of things tied up in tech, so I didn't have a lot of money. So the other day, Air Canada went on sale, and I got in at least 100. Yeah, I got 100 in. So right now I'm only sitting at 100 shares. I want a much bigger position. I'd like to at least be at 1,000. So I'll probably be going to 1,000 by tomorrow, unless there's a miraculous recovery overnight. All right, Luke says, hi all, picked up some good bargains this week. Nice. What was your best bargain of the week, Luke? Just curious. I'm always curious. If Chad is typing messages containing ticker symbols, there needs to be spaces after the dot, for example. VLE.V and HME.V had a good day today. Yeah, exactly. No, I don't think that's the issue, though. I don't think so, because I've been seeing Chad's messages, and there's been there's been tickers in them, but I don't think there's been any dot anything in them. But maybe there was. I'm not sure. I'm not sure now. Scott, I thought it was a good buying opportunity to buy FTG yesterday, but today, did Farron drop a bit today? Let's take a look. Oh, they did. Look at that, another 3.58%. So yeah, coming down a little bit, but I still think that's healthy. And I'm still pretty bullish on Farron. I'd like to see him come down a bit lower because I'll add some in the challenge if they do that. We'll add some to the position I already have. Rory says VFV, VSP are free to buy on TD now, no commissions. Oh, nice. Lance, what do you think of Shop? I want to buy either SHPE or SHHI. All right, so Shopify. Oh, Shopify is in that interesting area. So one, they're they offer software, and that's been one of those areas that the whole AI uncertainty thing before the war was certainly impacting. Now, not so much now. And here, let's pull them up. I don't know if they've seen any kind of recovery over the last few days. It would be nice if they did. Yeah, apparently today they're up 4.24%. But I do like Shopify. I think that they're in a unique position that even though they do offer software, I think they offer enough that it's not easy. It won't be easy for AI to just sort of replace them. And if they incorporate AI into their, into, for example, their storefronts, I think that could be a big opportunity for them. So I think Shopify is still going to be fine. I think they're going to pull out of this recovery. This is not a bad buying area. So, but here's the thing. While this is all happening, there's going to be extra volatility. So you're talking about like SHPE, obviously with the covered calls in that's going to help. That's going to help keep the distributions higher, because if you have more volatility, you can typically charge a bit more for those premiums. So that means more income coming into a fund like SHPE or SHHI. All right. Ian says, I hope I get my dibs on Friday. I want to buy some HYLD and HHL at these prices. Yeah. I don't think you'll get your funds though on Friday. I hate to say it because I think the earliest would be Saturday. All right. Yeah, the Financial Express is still on. Wahipple, my Foran mining has been diving pretty hard this week. Uh-oh, how bad has it been falling? Let's take a look here. Foran mining. Oh boy, yeah, another 3.57 today. So we'll pull this up here. Yeah, well, you know what? Still, when you look at the big picture, it's still not that bad. And I have a feeling they'll be fine, but what can I say? BTO Gold, I might buy it at $6. Nice, nice. Gursky says, good day to all. I picked up some CPCC today on the dip. Nice. I wish. Hughie Melio says, I didn't know I had to be a member. Let me check. Yeah, so what I do for members, there's a lot of benefits to being a member. So you get your videos one day early. We also have office hours every week. So the first office hours of the month, everybody can go, but the rest of them are all for the channel members. And they also get to keep track of my swing trades. I do a report. Most days, I think I get it out mostly every day. And I update it through the day as I make trades. So that way there you guys sort of know when I'm buying, when I'm selling, what I'm doing, all of that fun stuff. Pathfinders, I think ALV has been on delay the last week because their price is determined over a 3-month price period. I'm thinking about buying more energy. Okay, fair enough. Let's see, staying away from 2x natural gas and oil. Way too dangerous to trade right now with Trump in the US with their surprise news after hours. It is. It is, absolutely. Is it a lifetime subscription? No, so the way channel membership works on YouTube is it's basically $2.99 a month, and like I said, it gives you all of those benefits. Now, mind you, if you're here and you're active enough in the chat, and we get a lot of gifted subs in the chat, so you could win one. You could win one for sure. But, if you are, and this is the thing, if you're a trader and you want to watch what I'm doing, because maybe you're getting inspiration from it, I'm still hoping you're doing your own due diligence, making up your own mind, of course. But, for some people, it might be very worth it just for that real reason, because if you're watching what I'm doing and I give you some ideas and your due diligence lines up with mine, maybe there's money you can make. That's what I would say. But still do your due diligence. Don't just blindly follow what I do, whatever you do, because, I make mistakes. I will make mistakes. Absolutely. I'm thinking like Ivanhoe is a mistake at this point. Zenio says, do you think it's too risky to start using margin in times like this with many discounts and uncertainty, or is the chance of getting margin called too high? I wouldn't use margin in this. I wouldn't. Now, I know there's a lot of people that will. I personally, and I don't, I don't like to use margin that way. I would be more inclined. So if we had a day, so if I came in and there was a day where the markets were absolutely tanking, I might be more inclined. To use one of those 2x ETFs for a short little term, because then I can get in, I can make some profit, and I can get out. But they're highly dangerous as well. So I always just say, be careful. The problem is right now is, things could be going in the right direction, and all it takes is a development, a development in the war that can completely change that direction really fast on you. So you want to be very, very careful, for sure. Now, very quickly, guys, we do have a gifted sub coming in here from Kelly. And who got it? Kavong. Kavong has won a gifted membership. So congratulations, Kavong, and thank you very much, Kelly. And guys, that drops our Bay Street goat. So the goat squad, they're the goats are making themselves known today. So we have our second goat, compliments of Kelly. There we go. Let's get back here. And thank you once again, Kelly. So guys, that also means that we are 2 away from adding a show tomorrow. So that's pretty cool. 4N mining earnings come out on March 19th. Okay. Let's see how they do. Air Canada at 1790. But if war continues, in my opinion, it will go lower. Did they are they at 1790? I thought they were at like 1840. But let me just take a look. Right, okay, 1839 right now, 1839. But yeah, 1790, oh God, that'd be a great... I mean, I look at it this way. With Air Canada, any buying that you're doing right now, you're not going to get out of it tomorrow. You probably might have to wait a month to get out of it. But, you can make some half-decent profit in the meantime with that. So it's not a quick fix. It's not a quick one, guys. Scott says, Wealthsimple got a little bit of a facelift on the web interface. Oh, nice. I'll have to check that out later. All right, thank you. You're welcome. HOD is cheap, but on the verge of a split, so no. I hear you. Scott says, in Wealthsimple, using margin, they say you will not get a margin call as long as your margin balance is positive. But they will charge interest on borrowed amount. Okay, fair enough. It's still one of those things where I'm a little leery of margin. I'm a little leery of margin because, sometimes things just don't always go in the right direction. So that's just me, though. That's just me, and I'm too conservative. I'm way too conservative when it comes to many things, and that's probably one of them. So that's all I can say. That's all I can say on that, for the moment at least. Oh gosh, all right, that's good. That is definitely good for sure. Scott says, belief in margin is marginal. Yeah, there we go. Oh no. I should not have laughed at that. I really shouldn't have laughed at that. By default, you get the laughing goat, but I should not have laughed at that. So that's funny. That's funny. Air Canada is a bad word right now. I know. I'm hoping this conflict. I want to be very wrong. Like, I've never wanted to be more wrong than ever in my life. So I want to be wrong. I want to see this all come to an end. I'd like to see the world go back to normal, and our markets be a little more predictable, and trade my channels and all of that fun stuff. All right. Oh, guys, Mary is in with a 139 super sticker. Thank you, Mary. And that releases my favorite goat. My favorite goat is Space Goat. So Space Goat is in the building. Love it. I love the Space Goat. And that also puts us one away from a show for tomorrow. So we're pretty darn close, right, Nightbot? Yes, Nightbot says. Please, people, don't get Gary. It's Gary Guild. We gotta keep it. We'll just call it Gary Guild. So it's actually kind of funny today. I was today I scripted and filmed and edited the next video, not the one for tomorrow. That one's already done, obviously, but the one coming out Tuesday. We're going to do a deep dive into MSTE. And there was a line in there about, just that some people really love MSTE, and I thought about putting a little picture of Gary there, but I was like, that might be going too far. It would be one of those ones where I think I would want to reach out and say, hey, can I just put a little picture of you on this video? So that's what I would say. That's what I would say. All right, Hugh Gemelio says, if this lady says no to margin, then it's a no for me. When leverage and ignorance combine, you get some interesting results. WB. There we go. Yeah, and it's just, I always look at it this way, that I think it's easy enough to make money without getting into leverage. And what is nice is that it doesn't matter to me if you are a trader. You're going to lose from time to time. It's a normal part of trading. And that means that, I would rather lose at 1x than, some multiple of 1. So that's kind of one of the reasons that I tend to avoid that. Because if I do have to dig myself out of a hole, I don't need it to be a big hole. All right, and Hugh Gemelio has joined the channel membership. Thank you very much, Hugh Gemelio. And that, guys, has just secured us a show tomorrow. So we will have a market close tomorrow, and that releases Professor Goat. Our math goat is in the building. So we do have one more goat, guys, and that's our special holiday goat. I don't know if we're going to see it or not, but that one apparently has music. And it makes me laugh. So it's a fun one. Stu Invest says, would HDIV and HYLD be considered leverage? Well, yes and no. So, if this is a situation where you're not taking on leverage, so yes, HDIV uses 25% leverage as well as HYLD. So you are getting some leverage exposure. Now, the whole idea, a lot of the covered calls that are using leverage, a lot of the main idea behind that is that we have a situation where you're trying to sort of, I guess, mitigate that loss in upside potential. So a lot of times when you look at covered calls with that 25% leverage and you compare it to the underlying assets, you're not that far off. In fact, if you reinvest the dividends in like HDIV and HYLD, you are much, much closer. And in fact, with HDIV's even different because HDIV, one of the ETFs HDIV holds doesn't even have covered calls. So it's pure upside in that sense. So, it's kind of one of those interesting things. But yeah, I consider that to be a little bit different. So 25% leverage, I'm okay with that. Even there's a few funds that might go to like 33% leverage. Okay, fine, I can deal with that. For me, and here's the beautiful thing too, that leverage doesn't get reset on those funds, which is interesting, interesting in a good way. Whereas if you have leverage that gets reset, so for example, if you get any of those Beta Pro with the 2x or the 3x, that gets reset every day, and that does some funky math stuff. And oh gosh, holy banana bread. Samantha, it's a red day. But no, Samantha's in anyway. 149 super sticker. Oh no, that means it is time. It is time for our special holiday goat. All right, guys, are you ready? Here we good. I love this holiday goat. And I honestly, the fact I've got music on it too is like, it's like cool. It's like cool. So I'm thinking after this, guys, because um, Easter is coming up soon. I'm gonna try to make a funny one for Easter. So, oh boy, oh gosh, I love that one. And you know what? As a bonus, I'm gonna throw in our party goat just because. Why not? Who doesn't need a party goat on a day when the market is absolutely tanking? Here we go, guys. Party goat. Here we go. This was for our celebration. We did our 10,000 sub celebration, so we got our party goat squad goat. And there we go. You get a 2-for-1 today. A 2-for-1. All right. Now, where are we at? All right. Scott trying to convince Samantha to release the final goat, and she did. So good work, Scott. Scott's like a master manipulator. I love it. Wahipple, do you know of any Venture 50 ETF products? Ooh, that's a great question. I feel like I feel like there's something out there. I feel like there should be. Oh my God. Let's just type in venture. Capital Ventures. I thought that there was. I thought there was at one point. Maybe it's no longer here, but I could have swore that there was a Venture 50 ETF at one point. But it's been, I think quite literally, I think I saw it about 3 years. I thought I saw one about 3 years ago, so I don't know right now. I'll keep my eyes open, Wahipple, because yeah, that would be an interesting one. Not on a red day. There we go. Shouldn't it be a green day? Let's see. An American idiot is making sure it's not a green day. All right, Scott. You legitimately earned earned the laughing goat for that because that was actually funny. Oh boy. No, what can I say? All right, let's see here. Okay, you got me. There we go. Let's see. Larry is in the house. Hey, Larry, welcome to the show. Bought Sony and more crypto. All right. Stu says thanks. Lance says listening at work with one earbud, but it's loud. Thought you were talking about margin until I realized you were saying margin. Okay. I don't talk a lot about margarine, but sure, why not? Thank you for the party goat. Oh, no worries. All right. Luke says, I scooped up some assorted Brookfield stock and Berkshire Hathaway too. I also started accumulating QQCC. Yes, I like QQCC. And of course, there's also a leveraged version as well, QQCL. So yeah, and that's the thing, guys. When I do say I'm not big on leverage, I am talking about, bigger leverage. So things like QQCL or or GCCL, all of those ones, I'm fine with those. That's an acceptable amount of leverage. I have no problem whatsoever with any of those. So we'll keep that we'll keep that going. You know what I have not done yet, guys? I have not paid attention to the likes today. Mary, I have disappointed you. But let's take a quick gander and see. Maybe you guys have already done really well. I've just refreshed the test box and, it doesn't seem to be refreshing. All right, let's see here. We are currently sitting at 53. Okay, that's actually not bad. I didn't even try. I like to get to 70. So guys, if you have not yet hit that like button, please do. Just give it a good old slam, turn it blue. And we'll get there. We'll get there for sure. Oh gosh, I certainly like that. Whew. I'm gonna have another coffee now. Well, it's the same coffee, but I'm gonna have a sip of it. I try to time it so that I run out of coffee around the end of the show. Usually I have leftover coffee, unless it's a day where I drink a lot. Bismarcky says, just got here. I was number 53 on the like button. Nice. So you were that number 53. I like it. Nice. Now, Let's see what, oh, Mark's in the house. Hey, Mark, how are you doing? Adriano sold all his HBICs at 714, recorded a capital loss of $59,000, but did get 18,000 in divs. With the proceeds, he's buying 75,000 HBTE and 25,000 MSTE. It's kind of like a contest between Adriano and Gary Gill. Who's going to own the most MSTE? I'm in that race too. I have in total between the challenge and my iPad over here, I've got 20. So I will say one thing though. Yes, I am sometimes down on MSTE, but I will say after doing all of the research that I put into this next video, I like them a little more. I like them a little more. I'm not going to turn around and say, guys, I'll jump into MSTE. I just understand it a little bit better, and that makes me, and I've seen some things in it that surprised me, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is interesting. All right. Pathfinder says 58 currently. Charles was number 56. Nice. Well, thank you, Charles. Number 56, Charles. We can. It's like if you guys remember Get Smart, they all had their agent numbers. So Charles is agent number 56. Pathfinder, you're agent number 58. I love it. Now we all need to go out and fight chaos, but what can I say? Samantha says, LOL, Scott. All right. Lance, not sure if it was already mentioned, but dual listed securities trading is now on Wealthsimple, Canadian companies on U.S. exchanges. Do you think it's worth looking into for 24 hours, 5 days a week trading? 24 hours, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Like, eventually we probably will be there. I think eventually, and I don't know how quick this eventually is going to be. I think trading will be run 24/7, like every day. I think that's where it is going to go. Somewhere's like everything will basically trade the same way Bitcoin trades. But when that'll happen, I don't know. I think it'll happen to the US before it happens to Canada. But I do think eventually, I'll say within 10 years. I'll say probably within 10 years. I don't think it's going to be within 5 though, but I think it will be within 10 that we'll see that. The first step that we'll see is we'll move, like now we have a T+1 settlement. We'll move to basically a same-day settlement before we actually look at expanding hours to something crazy like that. But I can see it. Now, right now, I kind of like the fact that, especially with the Canadian securities, I don't have to worry after 4 o'clock. It's all closed. I'm happy about it. I don't want to be doing trades all the time because, then you're going to be pulled away. Like imagine, like guys, isn't it nice to be able to enjoy your weekend? Isn't it nice to be able to enjoy your evenings, not worried about what Air Canada is doing or what Enbridge is doing or Pembina Pipeline? It's nice. It's nice. I kind of like it. But eventually that will no longer be the case, for sure. Now, mind you, every so often, one of the, I guess the annoying things is if you have a crypto right now, if you have something that's heavily crypto, like, for example, MSTE or HBTE, and you're watching crypto tank on the weekend, and then you might be like, oh man, my HBTE is going to be low on Monday. Although I'm more or less, oh, cool, maybe I can get in at a nice cheap price on Monday. Pathfinder, what are your thoughts on Strathcona Resources? Let's pull up Strathcona. Strathcona Resources, SCR. All right, and, well, they've had a pretty good week. They've had a good week, but, they did have this big drop. It's been a while since I've looked at them, so I do not know what that was about. That almost looks like, I don't know. That almost looks like it might have been, I don't know if that's just not nobody's dropping earnings around that time though. So I was going to say that almost looks like an earnings type drop. So I don't know what happened to them at that point, but something happened because look at this. They were on a really good move. So I don't know what happened to them. I would have to, I don't even know. I might be able to see something in the news. Yeah, so let's see here. Confirms payment of special distribution. No, there's nothing in the news either. That's interesting. Although those are press releases. Let's try it in the media. See if there's anything in there around. Nope, there really isn't. So yeah, I don't know exactly what happened with them. If I was going to invest in them right now, whoops, I would want to know why that happened. So once again, just pull this back up. I'd want to know the what happened here, because I don't know what happened. And everything else looks pretty good. Let's just take a quick look at their back end. They don't have a lot of debt. That's pretty good. 19% debt to equity. Return on equity 17.66. Not bad. So their fundamentals look good. But I would still just want to have a little bit of an understanding. Whoops. Going back to the overview, I want to have an understanding and know why this happened. So as long as I can reconcile why that happened, everything else looks pretty good on them. But, that's something I would want to know. Let's see, Lance, I was number 1 on the like button today. Don't want to let Mary down. Nice. I like it. Number 1. Agent number 1. There we go. Carol says, hi, everyone. Is Air Canada at a good entry point? Air Canada is probably going to be at a good entry point for the next little while. How much further will they go down? That's a great question. They might go down further, but if you're looking to make an Air Canada play, this is the time to be dollar cost averaging into them. Because on the other side of the war, they'll be back up again at 21. Maybe they'll even go to 22. So, that's not a bad place. So right now you can get them at a pretty good discount. Paul says 24-hour trading just means you see your balance change after markets close. On Questrade, there is 22-hour trading, 11 p.m. PST to 1 a.m. PST, no trades. Yeah, no, absolutely. Oh, the Financial Express. We were already there. We've already secured a show. Just give me a second, guys. That's on me. There I go. I turned it off. Oh, Hipples, Yuppers, I like the market closes because I can go and hit the river for some salmon and steelhead fishing. Exactly. And without a market close, what am I going to do with this bell? We got to think of the practical things. I have nothing to do with my bell. I could go out maybe and bug some of the crows when they come along my lawn, maybe. Could you imagine being out there chasing crows with a bell? No, I don't want to imagine it. Michael, welcome to the house. Welcome to the stream, Michael. Pegs beat earnings of 43 that raised the outlook. That is in Brazil, that at major support and going to pay dividend and buy back. That PE around $7 now being in Brazil. Pegs. Let's look at pegs. Why not? We're here. And this is, of course, a US. Yeah, Pega Seguro. Digital Limited, Class A. I assume this is the same one here. So beat their earnings. Wonderful. Boy, they look pretty flat. This is like, I don't know. It's very, very flat. It's very flat. I was going to make a joke about the prairies, but I decided not to. That's very flat, Michael. Very flat. But yeah, pegs. What did they do? Yeah, Brazilian-based company which acts as a provider of financial technology solutions. There we go. Yeah, I mean, maybe they're an interesting company, but they're definitely an interesting company if you don't want to have a lot. Well, I mean, I guess in the last year, yeah, they went from 747 to 10, but boy, they did it in a very, very flat way. I'm used to seeing a lot more volatility. That's pretty much what I'm saying there. Let's see. On Fidelity website has a score of 9.6. That is real bullish. Okay, fair enough. Well, actually, just out of curiosity, let's go to Yahoo. All right, and let's see what their analysts are pegging it at. All right, we'll go into pegs here. Whoops. I guess it helps if I put in a G instead of a. Here we go. Pegs. Here we go. And we'll see. All right. So yeah, like right now, their target estimate, their 1-year target, 1250. So they're looking at, yeah, they are looking at it going up a little bit. So yeah, maybe pegs is pretty interesting. All right. Look at the news on Fidelity. Well, I Well, you know what? I'll try. I'll try. Why not? Fideli. Let's see. Fidelity pegs. So we'll just do that, and we'll see if we can get it. Fidelity investments. Let's see. Fidelity investments. Fidelity and pegs together. I'll actually go to news. Musical fidelity amplifier. Okay. Michael, I can't find it. I can't find it. I'm not going to go digging. Like, I won't go digging too deep when I'm on the stream because, I need to talk to the people. The people need to talk. The people need to listen. There it is. Yeah, guys, you guys listen. Just listen. No, you guys can say whatever you want. I don't care. But yeah, but no, I believe you, Michael. I mean, you do a lot of research on these companies that you bring here for sure. I have that I have no doubt of at all. So what can I say? All right, guys, we're coming up to the end. We usually finish this at about 1 hour 30 minutes. We got about 9 minutes roughly. Obviously, if you keep me talking, we go past. Yesterday, we actually went to hour 45 minutes. But if you got your last minute questions, get them on in. Nonetheless, just get them on in. We'll see where things are going. I'm going to very quickly take a look at those likes because you guys know I like the 70 likes. I like the 70 likes. We're at 62. We're at 62. So, all right, 8 away. We'll see if you guys can pull it off. Can pull it off before the end of the show. Maybe. I don't know. But what can I say? All right. Oh, gosh. That's very good. That is definitely very good. All right. I'm going to bring us all back here for a second. Okay, so yeah, look at this, Air Canada. And since we've been talking about Air Canada, I mean, it looks like they're going to go lower. It kind of does. But it really depends on tomorrow. Like, it's kind of the interesting thing. One of the things that I did notice today is you'll notice here, and we'll leave Air Canada for the moment. If we come back here just to the TSX, you'll notice that we actually were finishing on an upswing. So there is a chance tomorrow that we could get a green market. We could, depending on what happens. As long as nothing major happens in this war, we could see a little bit of recovery tomorrow. How high could we get? I don't think we would get above about here. So I think we could make it to the top of this, make this like a true little V recovery here. We won't make it to the blue line tomorrow. There's no way. But we could see a little bit of that recovery tomorrow. So that would be kind of a nice thing. I'm hoping as well, because I did average down in a few of my tech holdings, at least on the swing trade side. I'm hoping a couple of them get to break-even point tomorrow, so I can get out of them. Maybe move a little bit more into Air Canada. See what happens. That's kind of that fun thing. Kind of the fun thing for tomorrow. The video coming out tomorrow. It's a good one. It is a good one. So it's actually a top 10. I'm doing 10. So we're gonna look at the top 10 income stocks that we've had in this year so far. Now, I did this just before the war started. So, this has basically end of February data. But I think it's going to be, I think it's a good one. I really think it's a good one. Then after that, really excited. Coming up on Tuesday, we've got our MicroStrategy. We got our MSTE. I'll just call it MSTE. We all know what I mean. We got MSTE coming up, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Scott says, got to make it over the blue line, otherwise it's offside. Okay, you're trying too hard now, but I do like that you tried to sneak in a hockey joke. So you don't get a laughing goat for that one, Scott, but you get a tiny bit of respect for trying. Ryan Macbeth dropped an interesting video today on the 28 AI Asian guy channels and where it's coming from. Does the Asian guy have 28 channels? Like, is this guy even... Well, he's obviously an AI Asian guy, so he may not even be Asian, just maybe the avatar is Asian, but... What the heck? You know what? Here, quickly, give me a second here. I'm pulling up YouTube. I want to watch this. I'm not going to watch it on the air, but I want to, I just want to. All right, so what's his name? Ryan Macbeth. I've never heard of Ryan Macbeth. Who is Ryan Macbeth? Let's see, Ryan Macbeth. China's military just got an Iranian wake-up call. Okay, I'm going to assume that this is Ryan Macbeth. Let's go in. Let's take a look. Videos. This may not be the right guy because he's talking. Well, he's talking a lot about war. But I'm not seeing anything about AI Asian guy unless it's in one of these videos. Isaiah, let me know. Is this the right guy? Is this the right guy? Because if it is, I'll check it out. I'll check it out, but I don't know. Paul, the video tomorrow was good. Need a time machine to tell me to buy December 31st. There we go. Yeah, that's kind of the funny thing. And that's the thing. But I'll tell you, oh, there was some news today. I think MDA Space picked up another contract today, and that was pretty cool. Although I don't think they're actually, I think they're actually down. I think they actually went down still, but I heard it and I was like, ooh, that's good for MDA Space. All right, MDA Space. Yeah, they're down 3% today, but nonetheless, well, yeah, but they were, they did actually pick up. So it looks like they went down this morning. They picked up. I wonder if it's in their news section here. Let's just take a look here. Nope, it's not. It's actually not showing it there. That's press releases. Let's go to media. Nope, but there was something. I saw it today earlier, but Paul says HHIS and HHIS.U are at a 29% yield now. 29, nice. Yeah, well, I mean, considering that if they keep dropping, now the one thing I'm hoping is Harvest doesn't cut any of those dividends. I really, and that's the thing because the sector is kind of doing that, but tech will be fine. I don't think it's I don't think it's a given. Like I know a lot of people thought that last month HHIS was going to cut their dividend, and I was pretty sure they weren't. I'm still pretty sure that we're not going to see it unless this continues. If this continues, maybe, but we'll see. We'll see. Sue says, I hope you're right, Canada. I hope you're right, Canada. Sorry. I bought some MDA today. Awesome. Absolutely. Canada. I can't believe I said that. I've done that. I've actually once I went to sign my name. I was very distracted, and instead of Candace, I signed Canada, and I'm like, what am I writing? So, it's actually funny. Guys, how many times do you sign your name now? I quite literally can't remember the last time I've actually had to sign something like with a pen. So it's been a long time. Do people call you Canada sometimes? No, but I had this one guy I used to work with. He could not, for the likes of him, say Candace. He called me Kansas, the state. And it was just Kansas. I'm like, all right, fine. I just accepted that he couldn't say Candace. But, it was kind of funny. But no, nobody's ever called me Canada other than myself. But what can I say? What can I say? All right, guys, we are at that 1 hour, 30-minute mark. I think this is a good as time as any to batten in the hatches, land the plane, pull into the pier, all of that stuff. We only got the 64 likes. So guys, on your way out, if you haven't hit that like button, just be sure to hit it on your way out, because that certainly still helps the channel and it helps the replay as well. All right, until then, guys, I will be back here tomorrow. We're going to do this all over again, and it should be a pretty good day. So until then, I have 2 words I got to say. I got a couple of words I want to say before I go, and that is bye-bye.